This is a video demonstrating the capabilities for managing events of the command system. First thing that we're going to talk about is our two concepts in the event management system. There are events and there are event occurrences. The thing is, associations tend to have the same events over and over again every year. This is a list of events for the MGA. These are the events that they run every single year. They don't have a date, they're just an event. What we do then is we create an occurrence of that specific event. A specific time and date that that event is happening. Typically it only happens once a year, but you may have an event that happens once a quarter. Now if we take a look at the event occurrences, here are all the events with specific dates that occur for the MGA. So we'll take a look at this one. This is the 4-ball event that occurred on 12/3/2014. So we will edit that, and now we're going to get tabs with all the different information for this event. In the event tab is the basic information that you would expect. Event name, start date, start time, end date, end time, the registration start date, when you want to start allowing people to register for the event, along with the start time, end date, and end time. There is no registration capability for people in the command system yet. This is carried as informational only. It can be used by potentially other systems to open and close registration for an event. Status, whether the event is tentative or not. When you are setting up a season, you may start estimating dates for an event occurrence. This is a good way to indicate that this is just a tentative date. We don't have a final date on it yet. Whether the event can be registered for online, and again, right now this is just informational purposes only. We're not using that for anything. Where the event is going to be played, and this is a list of the clubs or facilities. A text box for you to enter a specific course if there's a specific course that is being played on, or you can enter the full event location information. A description for the event, a note for the event if you want. Under the tournament tab, this particular event is a golf tournament. So this tab is filled with golf tournament specific information. If this were a committee meeting, this would be a committee tab, and there would be information specific to a committee meeting. So now we have some potential formats. Qualifying window, this is just text. You can put in a date range for the qualifying window. Event tournament system. In case you're running multiple tournament systems, you can build this list to have whatever you need in it. Tournament ID. We are using it in our case to have the tournament ID, the TPP tournament ID, so that a link can be generated automatically by other systems that would link directly to different TPP pages, such as the registration page. When volunteer registration opens, the date, the time, when registration closes, the date and the time. Sponsor is just a text field. You can put in the name of a main sponsor, something like that, and a box for eligibility requirements. And again, this is just captured for informational purposes. Systems can be built that access information from command and used for something that would allow you to display this information. Next we go into season. The seasons are used to, or can be used to group events. So the MGA actually runs 3 seasons, or you can call them little mini groups of tournaments. The MGA tournaments, the Met area tournaments, and they also run USGA events. And the seasons get created elsewhere. You simply select which season this is associated with. whether there are any qualifiers to play in this event. And if you select add, it's just going to give you a list of other events in this season that can be selected as a qualifier. These are volunteers that have been added to this event. At some point it will be possible for another website to interface with Command so that you can have volunteer entry forms, and they would fill out a form and all the information about that volunteer would go right into Command. Right now you can manually enter volunteers and associate them with Command. We'll take a look at one of the volunteer entries right now. So this is Jim Landers. This is the one of the days of the tournament, 12/3/2014. This is when he is available. He's available in the morning only. Same thing for 12/4, same thing for 12/5. He is available in the morning all 3 days of the tournament. If we come over and take a look at the volunteer assignments, we're by day now, so this is the first day of the tournament, 12/3/2014, and a list of all the volunteers and what their availability is. What I get to do now is make assignments. So I can see Jim's already got 3 assignments for 12/3. I've got 2 assignments. We're going to give Brian Mahoney an assignment. And what this will do is it has a list that it lets you start off building so that I can just select it, or I can type anything that I want. And I would hit save. Also, if there's going to be points associated, if you're tracking volunteer points, I can say he gets 5 points for that and save that. If I want to give him another assignment, I would click on the add, and I could give him another assignment. The next day, 12/4, a list of all the volunteers, when they said their availability was, and the last day, 12/5. Contacts has not been built yet. The thinking behind that was people at the association who are key contacts. It may not be necessary. They may be getting dealt with as volunteers, but that's yet to be fleshed out. URL, you can add URLs to the event, like registration, at some point maybe a live scoring URL. Event restrictions, these are just text-only things that can be entered and associated with the event occurrence. Text, maybe we'll have some directions. These are the days of the event. These get created automatically when you create the event occurrence. It takes the start date and the end date, and it creates all the days in between. You can delete specific days if maybe you have a day off during the event. Volunteer opportunities, this is where you manage what kinds of volunteers you need for the event, and these showed up in the volunteer assignments as drop down as selections, possible selections. And volunteer availability, these are the standard ones, AM, PM, and all day. You can add your own custom volunteer availabilities if you want, and it will pull those into the other drop-down lists and the other tabs. That concludes the event management capabilities of the command system. I hope you found this video helpful, and please view the other videos that we have online. Thank you.